Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is August the 4th, 2019. Strong hand, be a unique beast. Value your wealth in Bitcoin. Having hype, unconfiscatable, one Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin. Offended by selling. Don't FOMO on altcoins. 5-digit realm. All right, no fancy sets or graphics here. This game is not rigged. It's Bitcoin. You can't rig this game, baby. You're home for Bitcoiner insider information. Everybody, remember to check out disruptmeister.com. Follow me on Twitter, techbalt, TECHBALT. Simon Dixon was on the This Week at Bitcoin show on Friday. It rocked. Yesterday's Beyond Bitcoin show rocked. I do a new show here every day. They all rock. You guys know that. Pound that like button. And of course, Twitter is a key part of this Bitcoin Meister ecosystem. So you got to get all the insider info is there, or a lot of it's there. You get links to my podcast only audios. There are, and I'm going to do one of those after this show, actually. But let's start with a little bit beyond Bitcoin right here, okay? A little bit. What's going on in the world today? There seems to be a lot of people. I don't know. They're down. They have a lot of doom, a lot of worry about what's to come in the next decade. And there's lots of people who think the world's going to be a lot different in the next decade, and the world is going to be a lot different in the next decade in a good way. Technology is progressing so fast, and here in the Bitcoin space, we're at the tip of the spear in terms of technology, in terms of the world changing. That next decade that we're about to enter is going to be huge for Bitcoin. If you're in this space, you can go in so many different directions in this next decade. And I just find it amazing and energetic and so full of life and so full of potential. And I think we need to remind everyone out there, if you know someone who's down and out, who thinks, oh, I'm not going to have a job, the computer, the immigrants are going to take my job, or the robots are going to take my job. We are progressing so fast. We're entering a golden age. There is so much potential here. I really think if more people knew about this exciting space that we're in, the Bitcoin space, that there'd be less people who are down. I don't see how people can be down about technological progress, especially when they're intertwined with that technological progress. So, there is an epidemic in the world. You can get the internet can bring you down sometimes. You can get into these little doom corners where you become very desperate, and there's no reasons for desperation, people. It's the complete opposite. We are in a golden age here. It is just amazing. So keep up that positive attitude. Spread the word about Bitcoin. Spread the word about technology. I mean, all of our lives could be extended with the technology that we're about to see in this next decade. What a time to be alive. Who would want to risk their life? Just die. Who would want to die? Get into a situation where they might die to make a point. To make a point about how bad there's people who want to make a point so badly about how bad the world is, how bad the world is about to become, that they want to die. Completely the wrong path, people. It's a golden age we are in now. It's only going to get better and better. And I'm so excited to be in this space. And I do hope more people can understand this side of the Bitcoin coin, as it were. Pound that like button. The potential change to humanity that it's bringing. Okay. And that there are going to be so many ways to innovate around it and be successful around it. And again, if you are stuck in judging your life by the traditional 80%er means, like valuing your wealth in women, valuing your wealth in dollars, valuing your wealth in the impressive job at the big corporation, Well, I can see maybe how you're going to get down. You're going to be down with yourself. But this is a whole new way of looking at things, Bitcoin. And so encourage people to enter this space to get this new view of life. And there are plenty of people in this space who don't have this view that I have, that I bring to all of you every single day. So that's the glory of Bitcoin. Not everyone in Bitcoin is a positive person. Not everyone in Bitcoin understands how life-changing it can be. And they're in it for other reasons, for the technology. I want to talk about technology, and that's, if they want to do that, they want to do that. Or I'm going to use it to fund my scheme. Okay, whatever. That's the thing. We can't prevent people from coming to Bitcoin, but we can encourage people to come here, and we can show them that this next decade is going to be the decade of Bitcoin. Pound that and what a decade is going to be. And I'm always excited about it, as all of you know. Okay. So let's, on that note, Nick Carter has a tweet. And again, the world is always changing. I want to say this, another thing, that from the 90s to the 2000s, to the 2000s to the 2010s, there were tremendous technological innovations that came about. Did the world end? Did people become worse off? They became better off. They have more comforts than ever. We live in a world of abundance. There's only going to be more and more abundance. But people are worried about, I'm not going to get my corporate job. I'm not going to get a government job. Someone else is going to get. You're looking at it in an old way. This is a new way. Every decade things change. Don't be afraid of change. And that's one of the doom holes people get into. They are afraid of technological change, and technological change has brought us so much. You wouldn't be in a doom hole if it wasn't for the technological change either. You wouldn't have the opportunity to meet other doomers on the internet and bury yourself in this vicious cycle of watching YouTube channels scaring you about all sorts of things that you should not be scared about. All right. On that note, and it is very unfortunate when people take it to an extreme level and feel the need to end their existences and other people's existences. It's totally wrong, and they should take a step back and see what a beautiful world this is. Okay, now Nick Carter said, Bitcoin is interesting because no one can stop bad actors or any other actor from using it, and it works just fine regardless of your opinion of its users. Pound that like button. And we're going to get into someone's opinion of its users in a second, actually. American Hold, I pronounce his name that way. Many in our generation are in a race, and everything I talk about is linked to below, by the way. Many in our generation are in a race to occupy the victim position, which is a categorical race to the bottom. Meanwhile, Bitcoiners race each other to become more responsible, more sovereign, and to acquire the scarcest resource in the universe, an unmistakable race to the top. Pound that like button. And that's what this type of tweet is what we should be sharing with the people who are down in the doom and gloom, okay? That are victims, that want to take that victim mentality and take it to the final level of victimhood is just destroying yourself. Like, I'm the ultimate victim, so I'm going to off myself and off some others to prove a point of how much of a victim I am. No, you're not. You shouldn't be a victim. This is a time we live in such an era where you can be such a winner. And again, I get it. I get it that success has been vilified now, okay? That doesn't mean you have to vilify success. Doesn't mean you have to be a victim. Bitcoin is about success, getting more Bitcoin. It's a race to the top, a race to see who's going to change this world in the biggest way through Bitcoin, who's going to be the first Bitcoin trillionaire. Oh my God. Get into the Bitcoin overlay where you don't have to worry about what the mainstream is freaking you out about and what some of the not so mainstream is freaking you out about technology destroying everything. All right. What do we have here? Another tweet. Oh, this is from, and yeah, if you got any questions, You can type in Bitcoin Meister. I see there is Johnny said hi. Hi, dude. Casso says new Bitcoin adopters want their handheld by setting up a cold wallet. The next wave of adoption, there is an opportunity to learn BTC by all of us. Well, I mean, if someone wants to set up a cold wallet, that's good for them. I'm glad they understand that aspect of Bitcoin. There's so many people who get into cryptocurrency that don't understand you need a cold wallet. Okay, that you need that you need to control your own private key. That you even need a wallet. They're like, oh well, I'll just keep it at the exchange. So yeah, I mean, everyone's got a different technical level, skill level. So some people do need hand holding. Hey, if you need a consultation, contact me, adam@trezorhelp.com. That is my email address. I don't say that enough. All right, and there's so many opportunities. I mean, there's so few people who know how to store their Bitcoin properly. That if you know how to use a Trezor, you can make money off that, man. I mean, there's some opportunity right there. Something that we in this space think is so common. It isn't common at all. All right, Udi, who I just saw at the Bitcoin embassy in Tel Aviv. I'm in Tel Aviv. It was hot today, man. I felt like I lost like 5 pounds when I was running. My shirt was so freaking wet. It was like I was in a shower, dude. Oh my God. But the heat is different here. It's a dry heat. In Baltimore, the humidity here is just dry, and it's not going to rain here until September, which is nice, but it's just okay. Udi said samurai versus wasabi debate in a nutshell. By the way, so check out this link. He's summarizing it in one freaking. I'm not going to discuss this samurai versus wasabi thing. I think it's ridiculous, and he boils it down in his tweet, which is linked to below. In a nutshell, in a tweet below, be aware that someone is trying to abuse wasabi, but can't be stopped. All CoinJoin systems are equally vulnerable. They can all still be useful, though, and you can safely block anyone wasting your time with other claims. Okay, so there's a lot of people on Twitter making all sorts of claims, trying to FUD people out. It looks like they're more so trying to FUD people, abuse wasabi. But if the Samurai also uses CoinJoin, so it's not perfect. You can still use it. Okay, someone is messing with it now on the wasabi side. There you go, people. He gets into a little bit more in the tweet. It's not a major interest of mine. I know people have asked me about it, and I don't really care that much about it. That's my pound that like button. There's the honest Adam Meister answer, but that's why I gave you a real concise little thing down there. The CoinJoin thing isn't perfect. Bottom line. All right. Hey, OPSEC Classified said, keep up the awesome cast, my friend. Let us know if you're still interested in hitting up Detroit and or Grand Rapids. Man, I'm always interested in going to Detroit, man. I'm always interested, man. You can get some. I know people out there. My friend Detroit Sarah is out there in the northwest suburbs, whatever that one's called. I forgot what. West Bloomfield, she's in. I think it's West Bloomfield. Anyway, yeah, I'll go to Detroit. It just, again, it'll have to be in 2020, obviously. I'd go to. I know what you mean by Detroit, the metro area. And little known fact, Adam spent a summer out there once in my youth. I spent the summer in the suburbs of Detroit, learning about why I didn't want to be in work for a major corporation. I tried it out, an internship, and I knew very early on I couldn't take that type of thing, which is awesome. I got it out of my system, right? Rock Apes, but yeah, dude, I'll speak in Detroit or wherever. Yeah, I'll speak anywhere. I'm from Baltimore, for God's sakes. Pound that like button. No, what Rock Ape said. Rock Ape 73 said, notice local Bitcoin in South America growing exponentially. Do you think South America might be the first region Bitcoin goes mainstream? What's mainstream? Well, I don't. There's a lot of people that have been using it. They need it in Venezuela, man. They have no currency. So yeah, that's been part of the thing. And Argentina is going through a bad situation. So I mean, but a lot of the people there have no concept have no financial literacy at all and just do what their governments tell them to do and are pleased with socialism and communism in many of those countries, more so than in other countries in this world. So, they do, they're 20 percenters, they get Bitcoin, okay? They're 80 percenters, never will get it, okay? Never. They'll beg for a communist before they understand Bitcoin, okay? So I don't know what mainstream is. I mean, there's a lot of you guys, and I'm not saying this is you, Rock Ape, that think it's going to become the major currency in a bunch of countries, and it's not. It's just not. It's a different animal. It's for the 20 percenters. It's for the 20 percenters, and some other people will use it. It will not become the world reserve currency. It's the world reserve cryptocurrency, and just because it's not going to become the world, people, it's a tremendous success without even becoming the world reserve currency, which it will not become. Because again, 80%ers are always going to do what 80%ers are going to do. They're not going to all opt into this thing. They're going to be easier options like Facebook coin or their Fed coin. So I don't know what Bitcoin for the mainstream means even. I mean, it's already been in mainstream publications all over the world. More obviously, still, there's only 1% of the people on Earth or 2% of the people on Earth possibly have it. It's less than 1%. When will 10%? I mean, ask a question like, when will 10% of the people on Earth have it? And the answer to that is in the next decade at some point. Closer to the end of the next decade. I don't know. The middle of the next decade. It doesn't matter. It's going to happen one day. It's going to happen. 10% of the world will have Bitcoin one day. That's why we should be darn happy that we have it when only 1% of the world has it. Pound that like button. Okay. So moving on. So market ticker, Carl Denninger, he has this really it's an annoying post saying, "I told you so," that Bitcoin would be taxed. I told you so. And then he links, I mean, he's a few days late after the IRS announcement. He's so proud that, I don't know, this guy, he's a genius, but he doesn't follow. So he hates Bitcoin. But he doesn't follow it very closely. So he thinks he's saying such a grand, like, I was right. I knew it would be taxed. We've all known it would be taxed for a while. We all know that Coinbase had our social security numbers. We all know that Coinbase and IRS were sharing information, and that the IRS would eventually, send letters and everything. But he's all happy about it. And so in his little world over there, he posts this post about it. How smart he is, how he predicted it, that the IRS would tax Bitcoin. Wow. And so in this thread, so it's kind of embarrassing, his post, that, he's making a big deal out of it. And again, we can go back to post by Carl Denninger when Bitcoin was $200 before I had Bitcoin, where he said it was going to zero, that, you should get out now and things like that. I've linked to that before. But it's just so funny, the comments, the obnoxious, ignorant comments under, and this is linked to below, by the people who think they're so smart. And they start saying, it's used by dealers and just the mob mentality. It's hilarious. It's hilarious that in these little echo chambers, and some of the people are smart, that are actually replying to this smart man's ignorant post. It becomes an echo chamber of naivete and of ignorance, because they don't know what they're talking about at all, and it's embarrassing. They're like, I'm so glad I didn't get into Bitcoin, and my friend just had to pay these taxes because he was trading. Okay, yeah, and thus it's bad. And it's like they don't even know it's $11,000, and then Carl said not to get out of it when it was $200. Pound that like button. All right, Crypto Angels in Long Beach. He said he sent me a $9.99 in super chat, which is awesome, dude. Good to see you in the super chat. He says, here's some paper while the stuff has some value. Here's some paper while it still has value. Well, thank you, man. Thank you for the support. I appreciate it. I'm glad you're not you're saving your Bitcoin and you're spending your fiat. That is the way to do it. And so I'm going to go back to what Rocket said. Do you think South America might be the first region where Bitcoin goes mainstream? The first region, the United States is the capital of Bitcoin. Okay, that's North America. So the first place it will go mainstream is North America. I mean, it's already, we're way ahead. We're way ahead. We don't need it like the people in Venezuela need it. But again, here we live in this realm of comfort and abundance where there's just going to be people who are going to gamble on it and get into it because it's trendy. And there's just a lot more wealth here. There's a lot more wealth in North America. So North America will be the first place that'll be mainstream, I guess. Not South America. We make big deals out of these exotic places like Africa and South America, which I have been to. And what we should be pointing to is the specific use cases that it's proving that are already in play. Okay, where people are preserving their wealth in Bitcoin. They're preserved because of hyperinflation, where people are getting their wealth out of countries that have very oppressive, financially oppressive governments, be it Zimbabwe or Venezuela. People they're really doing this. So thus, when people start, like Carl Jenner just saying it has no value, or it's for dealers, or it's for illegalities, this is an escape. It's being used as an escape mechanism by smart people, by 20%ers in these countries. But these are small countries, and these are just 20%ers. And so it's very small, but it is happening, which is awesome. It is, again, in America, what we're doing is we don't want to use value our wealth in dollars anymore. And we want to have the best asset out there, which is Bitcoin. So that's what we're doing. We're just we're protecting our wealth. They're totally like in Zimbabwe and Venezuela. If they don't protect their wealth, they will have nothing. If we don't protect our wealth, we'll have something. We'll have something. We're not going to have nothing anytime soon. We have so much stuff, so much abundance in North America. We're not in their situation. All right, but still, yeah. In America, in North America, it's going to continue to be big, huge, and in Asia and Europe also. Yeah. All right. And when I say Asia, I mean the very developed countries like Japan and like people don't like. I think there's like a guilt complex by some Bitcoiners. They don't like to say like it's biggest. It's mostly used, mostly holders in the richest of countries. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. That the rich countries are. Found out about it and are plunging into it. The people in rich countries are taking the chance on it. Now, again, in the poor countries, they're not taking a chance in it. The people who are getting into it, they freaking need it. But it's a small amount of people compared to the wealthier people in the Western countries and Asia that are getting into it. All right, enough. So we talked to market. All right, so Facebook is Facebook living Walmart's dream. Was something a video I made on July 21st, and it's linked to below, where I predicted that Walmart would eventually copy. They would want to have their own coin also, so they could get their banking dream back up and running again. And sure enough, people started contacting me. I think on Friday or Thursday. Cointelegraph article: Walmart is trying to patent its own Libra-like digital currency. They want to have a bank for poor people or whatever they want to have. But no, this was predictable. I predicted it. I didn't know it was going to happen so fast, that the news was going to. I don't want to work for Walmart. I don't know what they're planning, but I knew it was logical that they weren't going to let Facebook have their own coin if they couldn't have their own coin. So they want to have their own coin too. They'll get their coin. They'll get their bank or whatever you want to call it, just like Facebook will. So yeah, it's linked to below. My July 21st. I already it's already come true. Good prediction there on my part. Very nice. All right. Hello, my elite friends. I forgot to say that. Nothing wrong with being elite, people. Aim to be elite. This decade that we're about to enter is the decade of the elite. I mean, don't you want to be elite? Why would you want to end it all right now? I mean, you can say, oh, I just want to be gloom and a victim in 20. Okay, if you want to go that path, go that path. Don't destroy a lot of people when you're going that path, okay? That's that's violating people's that's violating people. That's force right there. When you're going to take a bunch of people down with you because you're a gloomer. If you want, dude, it's what this decade is elite, baby, coming up. It is the opposite of victim. Compete, don't complain, don't destroy yourself, man. All right. What is this? No, okay, we're not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about, again, my audio podcast, easily accessible at sportsmeister.com. I actually, on a show that I just did, like a flashback show, I had the 1 minute and 30-second clip about me talking about predicting the Walmart thing, the Walmart wanting its own coin. So, oh yeah, what was Bitcoin is, I just said about, let's end this with a boxing note here, okay? I mentioned him a few times now. Adam Kownacki. He actually won yesterday. He's a huge Bitcoin fan. He's a huge man. He's the white George Foreman. He beat Chris Arreola in a record-breaking heavyweight bout. Over 2,100 punches were thrown in the 12-round battle, which, I mean, is pretty bad for your brain, okay? But he looked all right afterwards, amazingly, after being, like, pounded in the head by this other dude. He defeated him. He won. It's a unanimous decision. So he's I linked to the CBS article about it. I linked to Deontay Wilder's Twitter, who was interviewing him afterwards. He might be fighting Adam Wilder next year, and that's what we want. Not Adam Wilder, Adam Kownacki. We want Adam, now that he's won this fight. He's a huge Bitcoin fan. He was even tweeting about Bitcoin before the fight, to get his heavyweight title shot now. He deserves it now. He's earned it now against this Deontay Wilder guy, who is like a scary looking dude. I mean, he's a boxer, man, and he's ripped and he destroys people. So yeah, he's a scary dude. And and Adam's like, Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, kind of. I mean, no offense, dude. He's a big dude. He's a big, he's George Foreman, but white. But this is good for Bitcoin. We're talking about mainstream. Well, this will help get it mainstream if Adam gets his heavyweight title shot. Congratulations on winning your fight, Adam, last night in Brooklyn. May you soon be fighting Deontay. Maybe it'll be the day of the Bitcoin halving in May of 20. That would be great to have a Bitcoin halving hype heavyweight match, and Adam will just be talking Bitcoin and fighting Deontay, the heavyweight champion of the world. So that is linked to below. And so we had a pretty diverse show here today. We had Beyond Bitcoin. We had some sports that deal with Bitcoin there. I'm Adam Meister. Bitcoin is the heavyweight title, says Spencer G. Yeah, it really is, man. I like that. Bitcoin is the heavyweight champ. Yeah, Bitcoin is the heavyweight champ it's the highest class you get to. It's definitely the heavyweight class, and it is a champion, the undefeated heavyweight champion of cryptocurrency. Okay, I'm Adam Meister. Oh, did someone say, did the L trash halving happen yet? The Litecoin halving happens on the 5th. And like echo. So that's tomorrow, I guess. And no, so it wasn't. There was no Litecoin halving hype. Or its price went up since the beginning of the year because Bitcoin's price went up since the beginning of the year. In terms of Bitcoin, it's barely gone up. I mean, maybe now it hasn't. I haven't even checked. It's a non-story. It's a non-story like it was in 2015. And who knows what will happen. I want to be worried about Litecoin, people. If you have wealth in Litecoin now, oh man, I don't know what to say. Well, I do know what to say. I'll say what I've kept on saying. Value your wealth in Bitcoin. Because there have been a lot of people that have always said, Litecoin and Bitcoin together. I've got 50% You got 50% Litecoin? Oh my God, dude. I got 25% Litecoin. Got to diversify. Again, diversify for the sake of diversification. You might as well have 25% in Ripple. I mean, come on. You either have the real thing or you don't have the real thing. So have the real thing, Bitcoin. Pound that like button. I'm Adam Meister, Bitcoin Meister, Disrupt Meister. Litecoin is better than Ripple, though. But I might, in terms of diversification, for the sake of diversification, there's a little difference. Pound that like button. Click on those squares. Bang that bell button. I'm the Bitcoin Meister, apparently. I'll see you guys in the in the chat in a second. And now I will push the end stream button on this new YouTube configuration they have given us. Bye.